Hello guys, welcome to my channel Eng.Sayyad Auto Academy. Today we are going to learn topic 4 transmission maintenance. Today we will learn about what is the quantity of oil, how to replace it, how to check the level, and what is the recommended quantity and what is the recommended grade. Everything we will learn one by one. Let's go. Is oil level inspection in DCT transmission. How can we check the oil level? Raise the vehicle with a lift, remove the transmission oil inspection port bolt. This is the inspection port bolt and bolt washer. Bending index finger can basically touch oil level. Oil level is about to 10 mm lower than the oil inspection port. If oil level is too low, check the oil for leakage. Reinstall the oil inspection port bolt. Tighten torque recommended in the manual. So what we can do, so once you remove, if the oil level you did not find, you have to fill it, you have to check by your index finger by bending inside this hole. If it level, you touch the level inside the transmission, okay. If you did not touch, then you have to check the transmission oil leakage. Is there any leakage? If there is no leakage, then you have to fill oil. An excessive and large small amount of oil may affect the proper functioning of transmission. If it is less or more, it will affect to your transmission operations. So next, draining CVT transmission. Now DCT finished, now CVT transmission. What is the first step? Raise the vehicle up, remove the transmission drain bolt. This is the drain bolt in CVT, and tightening torque will be mentioned in the corresponding manuals. You can check there. And filler plug washer is not reusable. Filler plug washer must be used new one when you replacing the CVT oil, and replace if after removal. Drain the transmission oil, retighten drain plug, do not miss the seal washer. And after draining the oil from the CVT transmission, while retightening the drain plug, you have to replace first washer, then retighten the drain plug. And warning sign, be sure to wear the necessary safety equipment to prevent accident. Be sure while you are removing, you have to use the safety equipment, because there is oil is very hot, it can burn. So be sure. Check if safety lock of lift is locked when you are repairing. Must and should check. When you lift up the car, you have to check the safety locks of your lifter. The vehicle, once you lift, you have to lock. Then you have to go under the vehicle to the jobs. Next, confirm that the drain plug is retightened and do not miss the seal washer. Confirm the drain plug is retightened and washer should be new. And pull out the dipstick. This is dipstick for the filler assembly. Fill the new transmission oil from the mounting port. This is the dipstick. You have to remove this one and fill the oil from this passage inside the transmission. Then above steps for the CVT, the same thing you have to, during filling you have to keep the vehicle on stationary condition, so should not be an up and down. Next, when replacing CVT transmission, the filling amount is drain transmission oil amount. If it's a new transmission, it is not necessary to drain the oil. Add 5.8 plus minus 0.1 liter of oil directly. If you are replacing the new transmission, no need to check the oil quantity. So you have to fill as recommended by the manufacturer. You can check the corresponding manual of the vehicle. So here it is giving, for example, they given 5.8 plus minus 0.1 liter. Directly you can add. If you are servicing the car, replacing the transmission oil, then you have to drain the oil in the container jar. Okay. Next, you have to measure the drained oil quantity. Then you have to check the standard oil quantity, how much we have to replace. Then you refill the oil, how much you have to make less or make more. When wiping the oil dipstick set, use the lint-free paper, prevent foreign materials from the falling into the transmission. When wiping the dipstick, when you remove the dipstick from the filler plug, so use the lint-free tissue papers to avoid such a material, foreign material, some dust enter inside the transmission. So to avoid the future consequences inside the transmission, when you are working on CVT, you have to must be take care of these things, because you should be keep dust free whatever you are doing inside. There are high temperature parts in engine compartment. To avoid accidents, remember not to spill ATF on high temperature parts. There are multiple high temperature parts on the engine room. So be careful when you are filling, do not spill the oil on high temperature parts. It can bring it on the flames, fire, anything can happen. So be careful when you are filling. After the automatic transmission oil is filled, the spilled oil must be wiped. After filling the oil, whatever the spilled amount of oil on the transmission or engine room, you have to wipe it out immediately. Okay. Then replace the automatic transmission oil needs to be recycled with the recycling tools to avoid environmental pollution. So whatever the amount you taken from the drained from the old transmission, so old oil must be recycled, go to the recycled bin, not spill on anywhere. It should not be spilled on anywhere. You have to refill it on the recycled drum or barrels to make safe for others and environment pollution, to avoid the environment pollution and safety. Next, the oil level inspection on CVT transmission. How to check? When the transmission oil temperature reaches 80 to plus minus 5 degree or 25 plus minus 5 degree, read with a diagnostics tester. You have to connect the scan tool first, then you have to read with the tester what is the temperature, engine temperature, everything you have to read it. And stop the vehicle on level surface and pull up the parking brake lever. Stop the vehicle on the stationary and level surface and pull out the oil dipstick and parking brake lever, And when the transmission is running at idle speed, depress and hold the brake pedal. When transmission is running in idle speed, you have to depress the brake pedal. Shift gears in order to R and D for 3 cycles. You have to shift gears in order to what? R and D and vice versa 3 times continuously. Then a reciprocating motion for each cycle. And reciprocating means you take R and D, then D and R. Same 3 times you have to do, and each gear is kept for 5 seconds. When you shift R to N, you have to hold it for 5 seconds, then again D, hold it for 5 seconds, then again N, hold it for 5 seconds, then R, hold it for 5 seconds, like this. And finally shift the lever to park or neutral position. After shifting 3 times, 3 cycles, performing 3 cycles, you have to shift the gear lever to park or neutral position. Then wipe off dust and oil stains around the oil dipstick. You have to wipe out dust and oil stains around the oil dipstick before removing the oil dipstick. Pull out the oil dipstick from oil dipstick sleeve, wipe it with a lint-free paper and insert into the sleeve. Prevent foreign material from falling into the transmission. When you pull out the dipstick from the dipstick sleeve, wipe it out from the lint-free paper, then again insert it into the sleeve to prevent the foreign materials enter inside the transmission and falling into the transmission. Okay, record the scale of position. After that, again you have to remove and check the dipstick level on the dipstick. What is the current level of oil? Scale position. If the level is within the corresponding scale range, the oil level is normal. If the level is within the corresponding range, then the oil level is okay. If the oil level is not within the corresponding scale, then refill, drain oil until level is in the middle of the corresponding range. You have to refill or drain until the oil scale will be corresponding level or in between the corresponding level. Finally, insert the oil dipstick into the sleeve and ensure that it is installed in place. You have to, after confirming the oil level proper in between the minimum and max, then it is normal, and you have to refix the dipstick back and checks around it is fixed back or not, everything is fixed on intact condition or not. The above steps are demonstrated based on the QR CVT 25, and for the actual correspondence you have to refer to the actual vehicle manual. Next, it is not allowed to increase the automatic transmission oil temperature by depressing on the accelerator rapidly at idle speed. It means some people, what they do after replacing the oil, bring the engine in normal operating temperature, increase the temperature of the engine immediately, rapidly. What they do, they press the accelerator pedal for continuously. That is not allowed, not accepted. Under the hot oil condition, the temperature of the transmission, radiator and its piping system is very high. Fan may start with it. So care should be taken to avoid the burn during the operation. If you make it rapid acceleration to increase the temperature of engine, then immediately all the high temperature parts will get hot. When you go to check the oil level in the engine room, you cannot put your hand inside because there are a lot of high temperature parts. It can burn your skin, hand, whatever. So be careful. Let the vehicle in idle until it reaches by itself for the normal operating temperature. If the transmission level is too low, the transmission oil pump will suck in air with a running, resulting each clutch and brake working badly due to insufficient working pressure. If the transmission oil will be very less in the transmission, if you fill very less amount of oil inside the transmission, what it causes? It causes the oil pump will suck the air inside the transmission. Because of that, what happened? Resulting each clutch and brake are working badly due to the insufficient working pressure. Because if air entry in the transmission system, brake and clutch plate inside the transmission system will not be work sufficiently. So if the transmission oil is too high, if the oil level is too high, then the rotating parts of the transmission will steer liquid into the produced foam while rotating to high speed, which will produce same result in the previous. If the vehicle running with the high quantity of oil, so what will be happen? The rotating parts of the transmission will produce foam of the oil. Foam means there was no power in that. It will be affect and it will damage the oil viscosity also. So because of the foam, what will happen? The same thing, the clutch plate and brake plate, it will not get consistent pressure inside, so you will not get a sufficient operation of transmission of gear and everything. So you will get many consequences, many problems in your vehicle. Next, the oil status of CVT. The new transmission oil should be light yellow. How can we confirm? New oil should transmission oil for CVT color will be light yellow. But light yellow is not the quality indicator of the oil. The color is not the quality indicator of the oil. As the vehicle is used, the color of the oil will gradually deepen and eventually become a light brown. When you start using the car after replacing, the oil color will be getting changes. So the color will not be a quality indicator. If the oil is dark brown with a burnt smell, change it and check vehicle condition. When you see the oil color is dark brown and burnt, then immediately you have to change and check the transmission operation condition. If the oil level is milky white and cloudy, it indicates that the water enters the oil. Change the transmission oil, check the leakage point and confirm whether the transmission is damaged. If you found the oil color is milky or cloudish, it means there is a water entry in the oil. So what happens if water entry in the oil? Change the oil, check where the water is coming inside the oil transmission oil, then check is that damage the transmission or not. It means it has what happened? Overheated. Transmission got overheated means damaged. If the oil level is black and mixed with a large amount of powder, if oil color is black, completely burnt and mixed with the large amount of powder, there is abnormal wear and in CVT and the transmission needs to be checked and repaired. If you found the oil color is completely black and burnt and there will be a powder accumulated inside, then what has happened? There will be a chances of wear and tear inside the CVT and transmission needs to be checked and repaired immediately. What caution you have to take? The transmission oil must not replace by other oil, avoid damage to the transmission. You have to use the recommended as per recommended by manufacturer oil only. Should not use any other viscosities, grades. Okay, replace parts and oil must be disposed in proper disposal jars or barrels like this. Should not spill on anywhere on the ground. Next.